What's up, guys? It's your boy, Mr. Fit to Flourish, and welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Today, I wanted to share with you ways to trade or trading strategies for beginners. So, I'm going to pull up the screen here and show you exactly a couple different trading strategies that exist. So, there are pretty much two main ways to trade. There's day trading, which is when you buy and sell a security in the same day, and then there's swing trading, which is when you hold on to a stock or option, or hold on to your position for a day or more. And typically, you can also swing trade throughout the day, where you hold a position for a couple hours. That's intraday swinging. And then, besides day trading and swinging, there's position trading, where you might hold a position for months at a time or even years. But then that becomes investing. So there's that. And then there's the VWAP crossover strategy. Okay, the VWAP crossover strategy. And let me show you exactly what that would look like. So I'm pulling up a image of Amazon here, and I'm going to be clearing out everything here so you can see the pink line is our VWAP line. Pink line is the VWAP line. There we go. So now we have a clear image of VWAP. So the main way to trade is after you get a signal bar. So we talked about this in this trading series. When you get a signal bar like this big green bar, you want to get in one tick after the bar. So after that bar closes, then you want to get in on the next bar, just about one tick above the close of this nice signal bar. And then usually what happens is you get a continuation move to the upside. The best time to do this a lot of the times is when you cross over VWAP, or when the bar pushes dramatically over VWAP, this pink line, so the volume weighted average price. So this is one trading strategy that you can employ. It has a pretty good win rate. And again, you want to kind of look at what else is going on around it. Like here, you can see we formed a double bottom. We consolidated for quite a while. So we have support here at the bottom, and then we pushed right up above it. So the VWAP crossover strategy works really well. It also works really well to the downside. So as you can see here, we crossed below VWAP. We didn't really get a good signal bar on the crossover, but then after we did crossover, we have a nice bearish bar here, and then another nice bearish bar here, where we could have got in one tick below. So you can see here, or you could have got in here after the cross below VWAP. So that is what a VWAP crossover pretty much looks like. Okay, the VWAP crossover pretty much looks like. The next style of trading, or the next strategy that you can use, is an EMA crossover, which is pretty similar. But as opposed to the VWAP, what you'll do is you'll use a 20 MA. So it's like the 20 moving average, which is the exponential moving average, and you'll use that on the 5-minute time frame. You can also use these strategies on larger time frames, so the 2-hour time frame, the daily time frame, etc., etc. So they're really good strategies to use. Another strategy that I like to use, let me share the screen here. So another strategy that I like to use is using the hammer doji reversal at resistance levels. So let me make this a little bit bigger. It's a hammer doji reversal. And typically what that shows you is it shows you that you're getting a lot of sellers stepping in after a massive uptrend, and you're getting decreased buying. So you'll get these dojis that are red at the top of an uptrend, sort of like this here. And it gives you a good signal, especially when you're at resistance. This green line is my resistance line. When you're at resistance, it's a good sign that the buying is overextended. We got exhausted buyers, and that the direction of the trend is going to reverse. And you can also use what's called ATRs, so the average true ranges. You can use an ATR in order to gauge how far high that a play should go, and also how low the play can go. So like I said, one strategy is to use these support and resistance. Use support and resistance in order to fade or to buy puts, and then support to buy calls. and then you'll use those as your risk levels. So for example, here it looks like my resistance is right about here. If I draw this all the way across, so here, when we get to this resistance level, it looks like we pushed up, we got to a resistance level. Now I'm looking to probably go short, which means to buy puts. So I think that the stock is going down, so I'm betting the stock is going to go down. So I'm going to wait for a good signal, like this signal here, to get in. Now you can measure the risk to reward here. So I would be risking to about here. So if I get back to my resistance level and we pass it, then I know this trade is probably going to go in the opposite direction. However, if we continue to the downside, I know that we have room to just about the low here. So just about this low right over here. So I know that I can probably take profit down here. So my risk to reward ratio is about a 3, which is really, really good. So that's another way to do this. And then you could do it just the opposite way here, where you get in after a signal close to the low, so in a demand zone, and you use that low wick as your support, and then you would just use the high or the high of day as your target. And again, another really good risk to reward ratio here of about a 4.71. So very good stuff here. So just a couple beginner strategies here that you can use to get in on trades. So one thing to understand is that if price action hits a level or crosses a level, you need to expect a big move. You want to avoid trading in a zone that is in the middle of nowhere. And what I mean by that is like, I call it the black space. So basically, when we push up, if you get into like this middle area, then your risk to reward is going to be a risk to reward of 1. So like you're losing $1 for every dollar you gain. You don't want to really be trading in the middle of nowhere. You want to be trading closer to support or as close to resistance as you can. And then if you see a VWAP crossover, then you can get in. Good morning, welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Let's talk wellness, finance,